All right. Well, hey, team. Nice to see all of you and maybe some of you with your little one on the line. Love that. I am Dee Corchin. We've got Meg coming on, and we are here for our Monday night team time. This is a really special one because we are coming off of National Convention, which was amazing to see a lot of the faces of who was with us there. So we're going to be going over a lot of that, some of the new things that are coming. But most importantly, I think the heart, the soul, the mission of all of this is what really resonated with me through it. I had my, I think, 14th attendance at convention this year. And you might think it's going to be rinse and repeat. Why bother? And I told the team at the team party on Saturday that have been feeling a little sluggish and kind of expected maybe the same old, same old. But I personally, and I can't wait to hear some of the others share, personally was so convicted yet inspired about what our mission is, what our opportunity is. It was shared in our leadership meeting that Meg and I got to attend before, where they were sharing some of the new products and the markets that they're going to serve. And she said, we have a real choice at this time. She was given an example that when she joined Optavia, and this might be your story as well, when she joined Optavia, the 5-in-1 was the gold standard, right? It was the bread and butter. It's really primarily what we did. And it's still phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal for majority of our clients. However, Optavia has expanded us into the entire health market. So we can, help the very sick who are, maybe choosing to use the weight loss drugs, all the way to the very active and fit people who are there for our active line. And really the ability to serve people all the way through that requires us to rise up, for us to really focus on what do we want. And she clearly stated, she said, we can choose to stay in the past and hope it gets better. And honestly, I think I have been in that place to some degree. She said, or we can choose to embrace the huge opportunity that's in front of us and the ability to reach so many more people. So Meg, before I go any further, I just wanted you to jump in, maybe say a quick hello and anything you'd like to share up front.
Absolutely. I'm so glad for the people that showed up tonight that you're like, hey, I want to know more. I want to dig in with the team because we want to make sure everybody knows there is a place for you, whether you were here at convention or whether you weren't, there is always a spot for you here in this team. And I don't know if you've seen the Facebook posts of a lot of the leaders, but they're sharing like, man, this was a different convention. And I would say absolutely. And there was a lot of, we introduced a new word called Optivist. And so we would all encourage you to join us in being Optivists, which is a hero of habits. So I love that. We are all still developing that word, but it's born out of two words. Being an optimist, right? And if you're an optimist, you have belief, right? Belief in the mission, belief in the vision for where we're going. You have that belief in this plan, in this program, in these people. So that's being optimistic. And then an activist, right, is somebody that takes action. So this word optivist is the combination of being optimistic and taking action. So I just love that. There's lots of different, you're probably going to see different people showing pictures of being optivists online, but I think, anybody can join Optavia, but it takes leadership and intention to be optimists. And I know from the heartbeat of this team, the people on this call now, those catching the recording, I know in our hearts, we are optimists, and it's an exciting time for that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So that's the new lingo. They're actually now in the Optavia gear, making shirts with it. It's just such a great way to look. And I love that, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about belief. Kristen Glass, or I'm sorry, Kristen Boss had done a really great podcast about belief, and did we really have a problem with the economy? Did we really have a problem out there, or is it a problem of belief? And I really love that Optivist incorporates that. It is a belief in what you're doing, a belief that in your ability to help somebody else, belief in yourself, that you could actually reach and impact lives. And in one of the probably best presentations I've ever seen, Dan Valentine had shared about stories. And I wrote it down because he said, you get to write the story in your mind. And for some of us, the stories have been paralyzing us. So you get to write the story in your mind. And for some of us, the stories are paralyzing us. So what I love, and I shared with you last week, I restarted the book Today I Began a New Life. And what's awesome is at any point, even a 1% shift, and we'll probably talk about that tonight with James Clear, 1% shift, this little tiny shift can make a huge difference in your energy, the way you show up, and the message, the way it's received by others. So we're going to talk about a lot tonight. But something I want you to know as we're talking about these things, and we've rolled out a lot. We've rolled out things on GLP-1. We've rolled out things on active, and it can seem paralyzing, right? Like, oh my gosh, I need to know more. I need to study this. I need to whatever. But Kristen Glass, she said, the most successful people in this business or any business have the lowest bar for information needed before they act. So the most successful people have the lowest standard, the lowest threshold for what they need to know before they step out there and act. And action is what's going to breed experience, which is going to breed confidence, which is going to just expand what you're able to offer to the world. So a few things before we turn it over to some of our amazing coaches to share. I put a post in the group today, but Optavia is with us. They want us to use our energy, use the ability to take this time of year to impact people, that they have decided to expand the Commit to Health, that $75 savings. That is extended from August 9th. It's extended all the way until August 31st. So hands up, big applause to corporate for doing that for us, and for all those people that we can impact. And effective August 1st, which is Thursday, you guys, effective August 1st, reactivated clients now qualify for that additional $75 off. So the reactivateds will get the new client special, and they will get the additional $75 off. So this is a huge opportunity. When you don't know what to do, reach out to inactives. And we don't want people just to sign back up, to go back on, and do what they've always done. It's really our opportunity to step up, help them see where the gaps were before, maybe help them make that 1% change, that they can then incorporate more of the components of the program and get that success that they're looking for. So that is super exciting. I saw a question pop up. Yes, 180 days is clients that have not ordered in the past 6 months. So I'm really fancy. What I do is I Google, what is 180 days prior to today? Google it, Siri it, Alexa it, you will find your answer. And then I'll post a copy of what I send out, but I'll send an email to those clients, but I will also be personally calling individuals that I know this has been important to them through the years, because we know that personal touch. But that it's just a huge opportunity. And then the business builder promotion continues. So this is for new coaches that join with you, the ability that they can go out and share these incentives with others. And then there's a bonus to you for being able to help them go further. So one more thing before I'm gonna let Meg take it on the new products, but we have talked about Synergy. Synergy is a virtual event that is happening next Saturday. So it's next Saturday, August 3rd, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. Now, this was developed because we know the way that the guidelines were changed this year and the qualifications that many of us wanted to attend convention, maybe didn't meet the guidelines for it, this time. And then when it was opened up to attend, we'd already made our summer plans, et cetera. Timing wasn't right, travel, et cetera. So this is to bring us all together so that we can all have the same messaging that was at convention. And what's really exciting was that this was initially developed with Synergy, which is basically the coaches under Dan Valentine and Dr. A that are kind of outside of Doug Wood and Valentine's organization. They kind of do their same thing. They've kind of done their own thing. But what was decided at this convention, which was powerful, at the end of the day on Saturday, there was an incredible coming together of leaders, emotional. I'm going to share the video in our coach group so that you can see it. But what was realized is that we need synergy, like truly synergy across the organization, across the fields. And so this event on Saturday, all leaders have now joined in together. So we're going to have voices of many. Their teams are going to be there. The anticipation is that there will be twice as many people on this virtual call than were at convention. So whether you are at convention or not, you do not want to miss it. It is free. You can register. If you're going to miss it, register so that you can get the recording. And I'm going to drop the link right now in the comments where you can register. So Meg, you want to talk about products and all the things?
Yeah, so we are so excited to announce that Optavia is launching a whole new product line called Optavia Ascend, and it is coming out for us in December of this year. It'll come out for clients in January, just in time for resolution season. So that's really exciting. We're going to start with 6 products at first and then work our way up to 12. The things you need to know about this, it's called Optavia Ascend. That's the line. Can you all see that slide, Dee? Give me a thumbs up.
Just got off screen. Yeah, we can see it. Yep.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So just a couple of things to know about Optavia Ascend. Every one of these products has at least 20 grams of high quality protein. Like all of our Optavia fuelings, no flavors, no sweeteners, artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners. So that's, really important to us as Optavians. And there'll be more data and research that we will provide to you as time goes on, but we want you to know there's lots of different options. We've got a breakfast waffle that's coming out that it was absolutely amazing. We got to taste test it. We've got 3 new bars coming out. One is the birthday cake bar, which was amazing. Kind of see what they look like. One was a chocolate brownie bar. And then we have a brand new savory bar for the first time ever. And that is the Everything Bagel Bar, which was my favorite of the whole line. It was just incredible. 3 different types of shakes that'll be coming out: chocolate, vanilla, strawberries, and cream. And the thing to know about all of this from the Ascend line, it is, so they do not have vitamins and nutrients inside of them. So they've taken that out. And it's designed not just for our GLP-1 clients, but also as a way to do transition and optimization. So there's some crunchers. The sweet and salty crunchers taste like kettle corn, so you will love those. And then there's some hearty, there's a tomato bisque and a garlic and herb bread mix. So the other thing to know about this new Ascend line is your clients will have 3 of the fueling, so to speak, or 3 of the products, and then 1 meal that's a Lean and Green Plus meal. So it's not a traditional Lean and Green, but it's Lean and Green plus something extra. So this kind of shows you what a typical day could look like. But clients are just going to be eating 4 times a day instead of the 6 times a day. So if you have questions, pop them in the chat. We will answer as many as we can. But we taste tested these. They are incredible. And I don't know about you, but I am so pumped that we are going to be ending the 5-in-1 prison cycle by offering clients this new revolutionary way to eat. I think it's going to be really good. And it was absolutely delicious. So the more to come on that, but wanted to just share that. A couple of questions came in. One was, will the Way Active shakes still be around? Absolutely. Those are not going anywhere. So they will still be around. And the Ascend line has more calories. So 230 calories instead of our 110, right? So it's going to be more. Anne asked if it'll replace the current GLP-1 plan. So yes, this will be the new GLP-1 plan coming for clients in January. So more to come on that. And clients that would qualify for this would be clients that are on the GLP-1 medications, clients in transition, optimization, and more training will come. But that's what we know so far. All right, Dee, I know you've got some more great info for us tonight.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm going to turn it over to some of our team leaders that were at the event. I posed the question to the group and that, how did you feel before you were going into convention? How do you feel now? And then specifically, what did you learn? What was the mindset shift that's going to lead to action? Right? Because we know there has to be a shift. I think every single person showed up on this call. Like Meg said, congratulations for being here for yourself. But every one of us showed up because we would like to grow. We would like to help more people. So I know 2 people have already indicated that they would like to share, and then we're going to open it up. So Corey, would love to start with you.
Okay. Yeah, so Dee had reached out to me about what I had said at the team party. And it's funny because I was actually going to ask her if I could talk, which is not the norm for me at all. But the convention like really put things into perspective for me. And so before convention, I was feeling stuck and discouraged. I wasn't excited to go. My expectations were pretty low. And my thought was kind of that it was going to be my last convention, and I may just kind of see how things play out and kind of fade away. And I want to say that after convention, that's not what I'm feeling. I don't plan on fading away. I feel energized. I've faced the fact that my excuses are just a soundtrack playing in my head. They don't have to be true. So here were a few of the soundtracks that I had playing. My front line was dropping, and I told myself I was okay with that. I have other things I want to do in my life. Maybe I should just concentrate on those. And the truth is, I can do both. I was struggling. I was personally struggling with some things in my life, and my excuse was, I didn't want to post on social media because I had prided myself on being like a genuine person, and that it would be disingenuous to post happy little things about my business because of the other things going on. And the truth is that there's always things that are hard, but not everything is hard. And it's okay to post some good things and still have some bad things, which my aha moment is like, isn't that the actual premise of social media altogether? And I was putting Optavia on the back burner. Like I was telling myself I'm putting it on the back burner because my clients are putting it on the back burner. But the truth is we need to lead by example. And the more I reach out, follow up, follow through, the more engagement with my clients. And we all already know this. So I had a few takeaways from convention besides all that. One, being a perfectionist can ruin a business, which that's 100% me. That's ego driven. And coaching Optavia isn't about me, so I'm doing it for my clients. 2, be an overdoer, not an overthinker. Continued improvement is better than delayed perfection. Stick to the fundamentals. Don't overcomplicate things. You don't have to do 1,000 things, just a few things 1,000 times. And my biggest takeaway, and I know other people will talk about that, is to just do 1% better every day. Work on the small habits each day and you'll improve. And don't get caught up in what's, way down the road. And then, of course, what I already knew is that I absolutely love this team, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
Whoa. So many nuggets. Can anybody relate, if you were really honest? Maybe put, a 1 in the chat. If you can relate with the starting to like the rationalization. Well, My front line dropped, but I'm okay with that. Well, I haven't made my rank, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Right? Like we start the stories we start to tell ourselves. Thank you guys for being so real. And it's exactly what Dan Valentine said, right? It's the story, the tape that we're playing. But when you immerse yourself into that environment, Corey, just thank you for being so raw and honest that like not wanting to show up, thinking this was the end, to that complete pivotal swing of no, this is where I'm meant to be. And that's growth, you guys. Like this is where growth happens. All that perfectionism, the expectation, it's unmet expectations that just rattle us. They shake it, they shake our brain. And there is a reality to it, right? Like there is reality in our world too, but we get to choose how to respond. So beautiful, beautiful. All right, Vicky Meister.
Hey, thanks for asking me to talk. And oh my gosh, I wish we were actually all physically in the same room again, with the addition of those of you that couldn't be with us over the weekend, because you are part of my why. So at the team dinner on Saturday night, I sat there listening to what everybody was saying, and we started out doing something kind of fun, and then people worked in some of their business and some of their personal stuff, and I just sat there listening to people and looking at each of you and thinking, why would I ever not do this? Why? And so I have to tell you that several weeks ago, my husband said to me, in the kindest of ways, babe, why are you still doing this? I mean, you're 71. You don't need to do it. Why are you doing this? I mean, Monday nights, you're not sitting with me on the couch watching TV. Monday nights are in stone. You don't leave them. And you're gone in Atlanta for 4 days. And I had to stop and give that some serious thought. Like, yeah, he's right. Like, why am I still doing this? The business is dropped. I'm not acquiring new clients, feels like pulling teeth, and then they don't answer the calls anyway. And so I really had to go deep in my heart. And I told him, I said, because if I just help one person change their life, is it worth it? It is to me. Is it to you? I can't answer that one. But I'll also tell you that being on these calls and seeing each of you and hearing you, Corey, getting to know you this weekend, and then hearing you speak today is like, they're just jewels. You all are an incredible, shiny, beautiful, valuable jewel. And so I don't ever want anybody on this call, and I speak from what I hope is wisdom over age, I don't ever want you to not realize that, and to not realize the friendships you have in front of you, the heart of giving and helping and serving. And even if their clients are not taking your calls, send them a voice text, send them a video message, send them a recording, send them a joke. But don't let them walk away, because y'all, how many of you have started to walk away? And all it would take, all it would take is one call from somebody else on this screen to say, where are you? Haven't seen you. You okay? So what I'm going to say to you is, stand up tall, get your nutrition back under control, because if you're anything like me, my nutrition has been in control of me, not the other way around. My thought patterns and the tapes have been replayed way too many times. They're out of here. New stories are coming. Vulnerable posts are about to appear. First one went up today. And yes, all of you that heard me say I was not going to eat peanut M&Ms on the way home, I did not. And the bag that's on my post really was just in my cabinet, and I was cleaning out the cabinet and went, oh, perfect. So just look at the faces on this screen tonight and see what that does to your heart. That's my best wisdom advice.
Such sage wisdom, beautiful, heartfelt wisdom. Thank you, Vicky, for sharing that with us. We wish that everybody could have been there with us. Like, hopefully you feel our heart as you hear our words tonight. And there were a couple of phrases that stuck out to me, and then we're going to hear from some of you who were there at convention who can share a couple of takeaways. But this phrase was huge. This leader stood up and said, "We are still here, and they are still out there." And it's so true. We are still here and they are still out there. Another quote that they gave this week that was great was Twyla Tharp, who said, "Spend time with the people who have the habits that you want to emulate." And I don't know about you, but you are those people for me, right? Like, you show up when you don't want to, right? Like, you show up because you know it makes you better. We all have strengths in different areas. And I think that's one of the reasons why this team and this community is so special. So I just want to give you that little bit of encouragement. Every action that you take or that I take, it is creating the person that we are trying to become, that we are contending for. So it is important, and it is powerful that you even opened your computer today, that you are here on Zoom, you're plugging in, because when things get hard, and I'll tell you, I early last week, I didn't even want to go. I was like, oh, what if I don't go? What if I don't go? I am so glad I went. I am so glad I went. So, you know, we can't control a lot of things in this business, but we can control how we show up, right? And we can control the habits that we're doing. So, just wanted to share those couple of quotes that I loved. We are still here and they are still out there. I know we've got some great leaders on who have some other great quotes for us. Who has a snippet they can share with us? And if you'll just put up your hand so we know. And I would say, especially if you're sitting out there right now and you're like, oh, I don't really want to share, or I don't think I have the right words. I think that means you're the person that needs to share. There's somebody on this call that needs to hear what you have. So who's going to be the brave one to go first?
I'm happy to share, Meg.
Hi.
Sorry, y'all, we've had like power outages, but yeah, I can agree with Meg. I had a really busy weekend this last weekend, so I wasn't able to be at everything, but I'm so grateful for what I did get to go to and what I did get to hear. And one thing that was said in one of the breakout rooms was just to get back to remembering how Optavia has positively impacted your life. And I think that, you know, I think we've all had a lot of inner dialogue, and we've all had a lot of like, I know I almost felt like, do I even belong here anymore? Like, just a lot of this negative self-talk, and just remembering like how different truly my life is right now than it was before starting with Optavia. And like, that just honestly brought me to tears in that breakout room. And I just watched the end of the someone had recorded like the end of the convention, and I just got to watch it, and just the emotion that was felt during that. And just we're at a pivotal point where in each of our lives, in each of our businesses, where we have to decide, like, are we going to rise up? Are we going to show up? And yes, things are different. Absolutely. Things are different in every business and every, you know, all over the world right now. But deciding, like, you know, are we going to rise up? Are we going to show up? And just really thinking about truly in each of our lives, like, how has our life been positively impacted, and who could use that positive impact in their own life? And so it just really encouraged me. I think just being amidst, even though it was a smaller, more intimate room, and just being amidst the community just reminded me of how much I truly do treasure this community, and was grateful to be there for what I was able to. So that was, and of course I loved hearing from James Clear. He was phenomenal. So just really, really encouraged just the 1% change. What can we do differently? The little things that we can implement to do different. Because I think sometimes it can just feel really overwhelming when you have a lot that you want to change, but just focusing on that 1%. So that's what I have.
That's awesome, Lauren. We loved spending any amount of time with you. And I love, like, I know all or nothing is kind of one of those things that's hard for you. And you were a living, leading example of the all or something, making it work. All right, who's next? Laura. Oh, Lori first and then Laura. Perfect.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Awesome. I love James Clear so much. And one of the things that he reminded me, I've got to go back and read the book. It's been a minute, but he reminded us that behavior changes, the things that we want to do, there are 4 steps. And I love this so much. Make cues of good habits obvious and visible, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. But then I love that he dropped that plot twist in, and he said, and if you want to break a habit, then you reverse all of that. You make your husband has junk, you hide it in the garage in a Rubbermaid, you make it less attractive, you make it hard, and then you just reverse all of those. And I thought that was so profound, and it's such a great way to stack our habits.
So good, Lori. Thank you for sharing that with us. And Laura, I see you put your hand down. Do you have something to share as we're closing up?
Yeah, I can still hop on. I just didn't want to have it up forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that, for a long time, I felt really stuck and had like a lot of doubts. And I knew I didn't I thought about quitting, but I decided like, I don't want to quit, but like, I also still really felt stuck, and I really wasn't sure like what to do with myself, but I just knew that I wanted to like keep going. But I was in a place where I really I didn't want to keep going, but I didn't want to stop. So I was wanting to keep going. And now I want to keep going. And now I want to go like full steam ahead. And I do, I might have doubts that creep in, but one thing that I don't have any doubt about is that I don't want to do it alone. And being around everyone and being in community really, really, really reinforced that for me. And the other big thing that Meg already mentioned, but it was really powerful to me because of everything that I just said, is that we are still here and they're still out there. So, I'm just really holding on to that. And like all of us, we are still here. So I would just encourage you to hang on and want to until you want to for real. That's all I got.
Well, that was so good. Thank you guys for sharing. Just a reminder that I open up the Zoom room every Thursday from 12:30 to 1 for Time for You, so we can continue to unpack some of this, really talk about what's next, what makes sense for you. It's a great small group coaching experience. So join us in this room Thursdays at 12:30, because I feel like we could just keep going with this, but we're going to switch over to our community call. So thank you guys. As Meg said, thanks Meg for all you shared tonight, and to everybody who shared, and just encourage you to be on this wave with us. It's a rejuvenation, a reawakening, an inspiration. Light shines in the dark, and there's a lot of dark out in the world. So let's go out and show people what's possible. So love you guys. We're going to switch it over. I'll stop the recording. We're going to switch it over to the party, the watch party.